best not miss. How to show online, people. Listen, we got jammed up. We got jammed up a little bit, right? We weren't able to make, I think today was our first test run doing both of the shows. And I got jammed up a bit. But we have heat. We have heat, people. I had time, I think 2 days ago, to catch like 15 minutes. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? I had time, well, about 30 minutes of a Kevin Samuels show. Like, I don't know where I caught it. I think coming across Instagram. I think that's where it came across. I had time enough, or TikTok. And it's always flabbergasted me that the logic, listen, okay, well, I will say this. Kevin Samuels was an above average intelligent individual. Yeah. Amazing with numbers. Chemical science. Sometimes before the show even gets going good, I see the rest of the show in my head and the outcome and what's needed to, right? We've touched on this several times. But I don't think it's garnered the impact. Well, first of all, let me say this. I'm starting to be really curious how serious women are about better outcomes. I'm starting to really wonder, how fervent are they? How passionate are they to the exact opposite of everything that's being talked about? I'm being forced to evaluate, do they want better? Because it's not complicated. It's not complicated. And before any of you start saying things like, well, what about the men? We don't have the same biological clock. You guys have to andale. You really do. Listen, a woman's threshold as it pertains to playing around, whole phase and the dating and all of that, it starts around 16-ish. And that thing is over in 10 years. It is over in 10 years. You guys have 10 years to play around. You should be married around 30, 29, 30. But you're not doing that. And you have no clue why you're getting the results that you're getting. You're getting the results that you're getting is because you're playing with that clock too much. You do not have the time to play with that clock like men do. And I believe those of you who are familiar with the show, we actually had a woman on here about 8 months ago. She told us, we watch you guys. We see what you guys get to do, and we want to do it. You can't. You can't. A dog simply cannot behave. Better analogy. A mouse cannot behave like a dog. That thing will go bad fast. It will get bad fast. But that's what women are doing. And listen, the people who have the answers, they shame them, call them names, and do things to shut those individuals up. And what we don't understand about it is, you're the only one who suffers from it. We don't. If we don't listen to you, we won't suffer. Men will be able to date well into their 70s. Simple math. We'll be able to date into our 70s. We're not talking about what's fair. We're not talking about any of those things. I'm telling you, look at your grandfathers. Those of you who had grandfathers who were Rolling Stones, things of that nature, there's not really an expiration date on that thing. There's not really an expiration date on it. And Lord forbid that man does even 10 push-ups. If that man is the caliber of man who will work out, his clock gets extended. And if I'm lying, Hopefully the men will call me out on it. What we're going to do tonight is we're going to get raw with it. We have some amazing clips. Inspired by the late, great, honorable, might I add, Kevin Samuels. I think women think that men flunkied to Kevin Samuels. No, they didn't. They identified with everything that he was saying. You know why they identified with it? Because they had been saying it, but they couldn't say it out loud. Could you imagine? Listen, Kevin Samuels got death threats. I get death threats. Could you imagine if some of these men were speaking out loud like this just in society? They'd lose jobs and everything. You ladies don't know how to date. Let me see something. I'm going to see who's going to be honest about this. There's absolutely nothing wrong with us being able to say that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it being true that you don't know how to date. You know when there's something wrong with it? When you're too foolish to correct the error of it. That's when you're goofy. That's when you're borderline goofy. We're going to do something that we don't typically do. We're going to throw a clip in right away. We're going to throw a clip in to get the show going because it's going to get kind of hot. It's going to get kind of heated ASAP, right? I want you guys to see something. Let's go.
Let's listen to something I heard on another show.
Okay, so I don't know what I'm expecting what am I looking for me being in a relationship for 1 year versus us getting married straight away, because if things go wrong, then they go wrong. But this is why your father is there to vet your man. This is why the families are so involved. To be that net, if something does go wrong, the family is there. And the family has already vetted that person for me.
For those of you who don't understand what the topic of today's show is, ladies do not know how to date at all. There's a method to this. It's very similar to other business models, which we're going to dig deep into that. You ladies are in positions where you have absolutely no business. Women have no business making major decisions if it can be avoided. Sometimes try not to look at it coming from me. Sometimes try not to look at me as an individual that you have. You know what? Try not to look at, well, there's Stacy, somebody we can get mad at for whatever was just said. Ask yourself, am I lying? Look around. There's an epidemic proportion of single women. And listen, it's scaled to get worse. In the next 5 years, research has shown 50% of women will be single and a lot homeless. Listen, a lot of you hear the word homeless and you think the guys who are drunk out there and just messed up. No, if you come to LA, you will see attractive women. Listen, the people on here know. I almost approached one until I saw her barefoot. Very attractive, in shape. She wasn't on drugs or anything. What is it? Cal State, Walmart. Several places have turned their parking lots into safe places. You know what a safe place is? For the kids who are going to school and are homeless, so they can sleep in their cars in safe parking lots. See, we've been spoiled for so long in America. We really believe nothing bad can happen to us. And it's crazy because it's happening all around us. It's happening all around us. You guys suck at dating. And it's not to make fun of you. It's not your place. You were never supposed to be out there trying to do this on your own. But let's go.
My father already spoke to me.
Listen, those of you on TikTok who would like to see the clips, We got several clips, and we're going to be doing clips for a minute. The show will make so much more sense to you. Go down to my TikTok profile, hit the YouTube icon. It will send you right over here. Or you can just come to YouTube, type up The Real Stacy Prince, Stacy.
My father already knew the type of man my husband was. Men tend to see things in other men that women can't.
You hear what she said? Men tend to see things. She said her father already knew pretty much everything he needed to know about her husband. Men tend to see things in other men that women cannot. You are handicapped in that area. You start thinking about when you guys were making out, kissing and whatever, and you started massaging down there and that thing felt like a dill pickle. Now your mind is messed up and you already haven't had any. And look, that doesn't apply to most of you. Most of you have had some as early as last night. But hypothetically, I said it. Hypothetically, you guys are kissing. You're a good woman. You have no intentions on letting it go further. You guys is on your second week of knowing each other. You're kissing, making out, and he rubs your hand around his hard area. Now it's messing with you. You already haven't had any in 2 months. Even when you're in your bed, that thing is purring. You're fantasizing about what something that size, how something that size can make you feel. You love the way he kisses. Now you're compromised at a high level. You're compromised. Now there's certain things that you saw in his car that you're telling yourself you didn't really see, or maybe it was something else. Just so the conscious side of you doesn't have to say, we shouldn't date him. I could have sworn that was a woman's eyelash on the floor in his car. But you can't do that because you're all buttery up in the inside, right? You guys are not even supposed to be picking your own men. You could select one, but your father is supposed to give you the okay. A man who is in your life is supposed to give you the okay. Why do you think men can't get over on men like that? Why do you think it usually turns out in violence with men? Because we kind of can't game each other, not to the extent that you guys get gamed. Men see this thing clearly. But let's go.
I don't know why, but from what I've seen here is like girls, we tend to be kind of slow when it comes to picking partners because it's hard for women to get past that adrenaline of like, oh, I like this guy because he's exciting and he makes me feel so butterflies. But
see, it's really hard for a woman whose biology is to be emotional. It's really hard for her to say, I forget that eyelash that I saw. I know that was another woman's eyelash. It's really hard for a woman to say, this relationship with this fine man who gives me these butterflies, I can't do it because I know what I saw. You ladies don't know how to do this. You don't know how to do this. The proof is right here. Don't get upset at me. TikTok, if we don't get 5,000 likes in the next 60 seconds, we're going to go ahead and shut TikTok down. Tap that screen. We need 5,000 likes in the next 60 seconds. This is the hottest show online. How dare you? How dare you? Look around. You can see that women don't know how to do this. And here's the worst part of it. Instead of acknowledging what I just said, some of you will take offense to it when it's clear that I'm right. Look around. The proof is in the number of single women on this live right now. Some of you are 40 and 50 years old and haven't figured this thing out, even now. What does that tell you? You are in an area that is not your expertise. They still do it in Asia. They still do it in Asia. The men vet the woman's daughter, the woman's potential husband. They talk to him. They ask him, what do you plan on doing with your life? They examine what he has already done. But you ladies, girl, he's so fine, and he's also out of your league. He's also out of your league. Did you ladies know that highly intelligent and highly effective people are that way and have the reputations that they have? Because they make moves. They just make moves. People who can freehand type, right? Without looking at the keyboard. They had to do it. You can't, I just don't want to make any mistake. You can't do that. There's things that I flow right through because I just do it. I just do it. They don't sit back and strategize and think about all of the moves they can make in order to make sure when they do make a move, it's the perfect move and nothing's going to go wrong after that. That's crazy. You can't do that. It doesn't work. No. They make a move based on what they have, and they deal with the fallout as it comes. You guys are examining men over and over and over, trying to make sure that when you do give him some, or when you do lock down with him in a serious relationship, that he's going to be the perfect man. There's nothing that you can do to ensure that. Nothing. There's nothing that you can do to ensure that when you rock on out with this guy, he's going to be everything that you were looking for. Listen, it's how tech companies start, right? Tech companies don't just write things down and on a draft and keep drafting until it looks perfect. They don't do that. In the tech world, they have a thing. They have a motto. Throw it out there, and the people will tell you what else it needs. You guys aren't doing that. My brother said it better than me. There are homeless people in LA with full-time jobs. I swear right now, you can talk to them. You can talk to them and they'll tell you themselves. At least 5 people have had this conversation with me. You don't even know where they're sleeping. They're going from shelter to shelter. Sometimes when they get there too late because they had to work too late and the shelter's closed, they really do sleep on the ground until the shelter wakes up in the morning. Some of them get used to it and it becomes their lifestyle. You guys don't know how to date at all. You cannot go into a business deal of that magnitude with your emotions on your sleeves. You cannot. That thing will turn out bad majority of the time. It'll turn out bad majority of the time. In the tech world, listen, I've built 1, 2. I feel like there's more. 1, 2. I know there's more. But let's say I built 2 apps. One is a platform, right? I got caught up. And the person who was assisting me, he had a degree in computer coding, right? And he had to tell me, bro, we have to leave this thing alone. You're not gonna, you know what else would be good? And the project was never ending because I kept, you know what else? I was trying to perfect it. So that by the time people got on the platform, it was perfect. It doesn't work like that. That's what you ladies are doing. You're trying to make sure that you've talked to him enough. You've examined him enough. Okay, perfection. It's never going to happen. In the tech world, they throw it out there. They build the app to the part where it's functional and they think, okay, this is sufficient. And they throw it out there and they let the people tell them what they don't like about it. Why do you think they always have the boxes on the apps that tell you, let them know of your complaints? Because they take that data and they enhance the human experience based upon all of the complaints that you guys report. You guys aren't doing that. You guys are trying to do it the exact opposite. You're trying to gather up all of the data. Okay, I'm going to tell him about this that I don't like. More data. Well, I don't like the way he dressed either. And then after you give your opinion to him on everything that he's confided to you, everything that you've seen in him, okay, Here's all of the things that I don't like about you. No, no, no. It doesn't work like that. And that's what you guys are doing. It doesn't work like that. In the tech world, they'll throw the app out there, address all of your guys' complaints, and now you have a nice, sleek platform. But for the most part, they don't wait till that thing is perfect to launch it. It's what you guys are trying to do. They throw it out there into what is called a beta test. No, not the betas that you guys love, who tell you everything that you want to hear, who let you know 225 pounds ain't that bad. Girl, they lying. We're not talking about those betas. We're not talking about those. We're talking about a beta test, meaning a trial run. A trial run. You ladies aren't throwing yourselves out there. Even in your 40s and 50s, you're not. How has that been working out? Did you know we're not supposed to have 40, 50, and 60-year-old single people? Not at this magnitude. At 60, you're supposed to have done a golden anniversary already. You're supposed to have been in the same house with this man for 25, 30 years. You guys are still trying to figure it out. That by itself tells you that something is severely wrong. Let's go.
My father knew how to pick a stable man for me. He knew how to pick one that was a hardworking man who wasn't going to let bills get behind, let things just happen. So I hope that answers your question. I hope that I understood the question right. You did.
Like it or not, now this is a question for grown folks, not for boys, not for girls. So this is for people who are really trying to have an outcome, not people who are trying to be right. Ladies, the data is in. You don't know how to pick men for relationships. You simply don't. And that's not new. Women worldwide have this issue. This is what you heard that woman say. That woman knew her husband for 5 weeks. And as the story goes,
Woman knew her husband for 5 weeks, and you guys are regularly single at 40, 50, and 60. Turbulence, people. And 70. You don't believe me? Get on Facebook dating. Get on Facebook dating. Ladies, you can't. Look. Now I have to go see what she looks like. You know. Oh my God. Oh my God.
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
Welcome to Death Row.
Dead man! Dead man walking!
Ooh, Lord. Listen. I'm going to bring her up here. Moonlight, you come on up here. I'm pretty sure that's a woman. Let me see. Yeah, okay. How's your night
What's
going?
up, old fart?
How's your night going, love?
What's up?
How's your night going?
It's going pretty good.
Now, I have a question for her. I want us to have a respectful conversation because I don't like getting nasty. I'm good at it, but I don't prefer it.
hmm
Serious question. Tell me, do you mind camming up?
I don't have that ability on TikTok.
You can come right over to YouTube. I'll pull you up.
No.
I figured that. Right. But my question to you is this, a sincere question. I really want to answer now. Tell me what you gained and what changed and what got better in your life by asking me, is he married though? Tell me.
Oh, nothing. I just like trolling.
Okay, we can talk about that. Do you know for every minute that you're trolling, sweetie, you can be cleaning yourself up. You can be enhancing your look. You can be
What's wrong with my
losing.
looks?
What'd you say?
What's wrong with my looks? Since you got so much to say about it, what's wrong with them?
Is that your real profile picture?
It is.
Never mind. Um,
I mean, you got a problem with my looks?
no, ma'am. No, ma'am. But,
You sure?
ma'am, I don't want to do this. I'm pretty good at being nasty, and I don't prefer it. I don't like people to see me in that light. I'd prefer that we just have a respectable conversation. I prefer helping women like you get better dating outcomes so we have less women out there on the streets, right? But listen, imagine this. The time that you spend trolling, could you imagine? So, the reason I know how to work with money, if I'm driving down the street, I even jot it down in a log. If I'm driving down the street and I'm legitimately very, very hungry or anything like that, and I drive by my favorite restaurant, I will resist the urge to go and instead wait till I get home and fix me something. And I just made progress. I just saved money. That $15 combo, they say a penny saved is a penny earned. Well, I just earned $15 by being good with my time, right? If you, instead of trolling, were to lose weight, take femininity classes with the time that you spend trolling, because that time can be added up, ma'am. However often it is, you may think it's a small amount of time. Just like people who go to the vending machine on their jobs, you add that up for a week, it's not what you think, it's more. If you were to take that time that you spend trolling and gaining nothing out of your trolling, no tangible life benefit, if you were to take that time and start working out, losing weight, getting on TikTok, finding some of these femininity coaches, ma'am, do you know the difference that you would see in yourself in 30 days?
I mean,
And
why
that
not take?
would be an investment.
Why would I need to take femininity classes?
Man, because you're not feminine. And I know you know that.
Okay.
You think men like women who aren't feminine?
Honestly, femininity is subjective.
Okay. Okay, so how long have you been married?
I'm not.
So this way of thinking, ma'am, apparently is not working for you.
Okay.
If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
29.
Sweetie, you're too young to be behaving like this. Life is not a game at all, by no stretch of the imagination. Listen, a lot of women like you. So let me ask you this. Did you know that there is a very good chance that we're going to World War III?
Of course.
So you know that, right?
Duh.
So did you know there's a very good chance that civil war is going to break out in the United States before then?
Oh, of course.
So, ma'am, you know all of these things. Yet, instead of preparing, you're spending your time trolling?
Oh no, I don't spend my time trolling. I do this thing. I have this thing called a job, so I work too.
You were just doing it, ma'am.
Yeah, it's late at night where I'm at.
Do you know what you could be doing this time of night? You could be drafting an action
Texas.
plan. Far too many black women think that this is a game, and it's not. If you're blessed to reach 60 years old, when our bodies start breaking down, when the doctor starts giving us diagnosis, and you've been playing these games all of this time, man, when they tell you or somebody like you, we found this and that, we're going to have to remove a leg. You were playing games on social media the whole time. You should have been looking for that man who would have loved you so much. I don't give a damn that they cut that leg off. Everything you need, I'm going to get it. That's an investment. But instead, you're playing games on the internet. And not only that, there could be people down here right now who found you attractive and had planned on getting in your DM prior to them finding out that you like to play games. And then once they seen it, heard that you can be disrespectful, damn, and I was just about to jump in her DM. I'm good. How many kids do you have?
9.
You had your father in your life?
I do. He's still in my life.
Does he know that you behave like this in society?
He do.
And he approves of it?
You don't have to. He knows who I am.
And he doesn't offer any correction or any teaching, any improvement?
I told my dad. But here's the difference. I respect my dad. I listen to his advice. People online who I don't know, who has no impact on my life,
Sweetie,
I
it's
don't
who
listen to.
have, not has. Who have.
Yeah, he's still here. He's still alive. He's still in decent health. As long as he's here, that's all that matters.
You don't listen to him. You don't listen to his
I-
advice.
Yeah, I do.
So why is it at 12 o'clock at night you're trolling at 29 years old?
Because
He teaches
I
you
need
to
to.
do that?
No, I do it because I want to.
So you don't listen to him, right? You think that, does he teach you to be responsible?
He do.
And you believe that trolling at 12 o'clock at night is responsible?
I mean, I'm not doing anything else right now.
Guess what you could be doing? You could be learning.
I could be sleeping too.
Nothing begets a sleeper but dreams. You don't have a man.
And what can a man do for me?
I'm going to be honest with you. Turbulence, people. At this current state, he'd probably be whipping your ass.
And if
But
he do, it's called 911. Not for me, not for him, for me.
right. But here's the thing. Did you know that a scenario exists where none of that would have to come in play, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's called being a decent person.
I am. Just not the people online. I don't know.
So you don't believe that you should respect me?
I can respect you.
You know, one of my biggest fears is leaving this planet before I get to see us become all we could have been. But I'm aware that the odds are unlikely because our women behave like broken men.
And our men do nothing but unalive each other. So what else?
Where do those men come from that do that?
The hoods?
No, they come right out from in between your funky, gnarled up, ball spotted coochie. That's where they come from. You create
Not my
those
coochie.
broken men. You guys are the
Me?
ones having sex with broken men who are the type who won't stay around in the event they get you pregnant. Those men you're talking about are because of you.
Or you for not staying around to help raise those kids.
That's probably why I got married and had my children inside of a marriage.
Okay, cool.
I have a thing that I do, man. There are gray areas to where, sometimes we're acting at ASS and we don't know if, am I wrong in this? I have a thing that I do. That thing that I'm thinking about doing right now, what would the world be like if everyone did it? Now, I'd like to apply that to you. What would the world be like if everyone behaved like you?
Who knows? Because not everybody's like me and not everybody's like you. That's what makes this world beautiful. We're not all the same. If we were, this life would be boring.
Sweetie, that's what they call a hypothetical. It's a scenario. What would it be like if everyone was more like you? I'll answer that for you. Everyone saw no more value in themselves or had nothing more tangible or beneficial to society and family to do with their time other than troll. I'm asking you, where do you think we would be as a society?
Who knows? Nobody knows where we're gonna be.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't.
If I decide to start smoking crack tonight, can we agree that we kind of have a very decent guess on how my life's going to start turning out?
Yeah, you might be a crackhead.
Giving up my
You might
butt, right? Giving up my butt. Giving blow BJs, right? So, ma'am, you're agreeing with me. We can pretty much project where a person is going based on what we see. The Bible itself says, you shall know a tree by the fruit that it bears. You shall know a person by the things that they do. Do you think that we will be able to touch millions and billions of dollars if most of us decided to move like you?
You don't know how I move because you don't know me.
Ma'am, I know you just told me that you troll.
Yeah, I do.
So I do
You
know,
don't.
ma'am.
Okay, but trolling is just part of what I do. You
What,
don't.
tell me what else you
You
do.
don't know me.
Sage, tell me what else you do.
Hmm? I work. I hang out with my friends, and
Tell me what you do for a
I have a
living.
good time.
Where do you work?
Huh?
What is work? Tell me.
I'm a daycare teacher.
So you have access to our kids.
Okay, but what I say online does not reflect what I do with the kids.
That's a coping mechanism that you ladies say in order to prevent you from correcting behavior that you know. What the hell? I've never saw that. Listen, I'm starting this live. Oh, what the hell? Hey, I'm starting this live over. I just got 5 flags. She got my people over here snapping. My guy said he gonna spend the rest of his night trying to get her out of his head. This is what's taking place, people. As deep of a hole as we're already in, this woman has access to our children's growth process.
Dead man! Dead man walking!
Tap that screen, people. Let's get back to the show. You ladies examine a man 100 times to make sure he's the perfect one. To make sure if you get with this guy, he won't cheat. We all know that that's what you're doing. I'm going to say this again. You ladies are hyper focused on examining a man even for years. For years. Let me say this again. You ladies examine men for years to make sure that he's the right one when it only takes 3 months to marry him, 6 months to marry him. This man just got all of your value and your worth without having to spend whatever dating dollar you believe that you're worth, which should have been marriage. I am going to tell you, ladies, something. You should really just do what men say. I'm telling you, there's absolutely no way it could yield worse results than what you've already done. You guys are voting. Listen, they have weaponized you guys and convinced you to vote for things that you don't even know anything about. Okay, we'll do this. Just stupid. Don't be. Hey, anybody who tries to come up here and I reject it and you try again, I'll permanently block you. How about that? Now, I know this is the hottest show online and everything, but let's do this. Ladies, I have a question for you. And I would really, really appreciate if you gave me an answer. Ladies, would you give up 70% of your control, your say-so, your veto power in your life in order to secure an amazing end life for yourself? Would you give up 70% of your decision making, your veto power, your autonomy to start living a good life today? Oh, there she is. Moonlight, starlight, moonlight. Right?
Yep.
Miss Moonlight. Do you believe research suggests that it takes around 10,000 hours to master a specific art or craft? Do you believe that or no? Michael Jordan shot 1,000 free throws a day. Do you believe that that is true, that in that amount of time, if you exercise something long enough, you can become a master at it?
Well, it does.
You don't know how to say yes?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So you're 29. Do you know what 10,000 hours is? It's roughly a year and 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
This behavior of yours, is it safe for, or who you are, is it safe to say that you've been that for longer than 14 months?
Yeah, I came out the womb amazing.
Right. I wouldn't use those words, but
I mean, I'm amazing. Just because you and your people don't think
that's fine. That's fine.
I am,
That's
I
fine. That's
am.
fine. So what I'm telling you is, you said I don't act like this when at my job. Yes, you do, ma'am. You've mastered it over and over and over. Who you are, you've mastered it. And even if it's inadvertently or subconsciously, you, the core of you, what we see has leaked out into your occupation. There is no way, and it's really crazy that people say, you don't know me. Well, to an extent we do. All we have to do is go to your profile. If you have 1,000 videos about how much you love pepperoni pizza, ma'am, you really do love pepperoni pizza to an extent. You can't do that. You can't make those posts over the duration of 2 years and just be joking. It takes too much effort.
So since you guys been on my page, what do you know about me since you've been on my page?
I haven't been on your page. It was what they call a hypothetical.
Oh yeah, people have.
Well, that's none of my business. Do you believe that, are you opposed to therapy?
No. Everybody in this world need therapy.
Some to a greater degree more than others. Ma'am, I'm gonna suggest this to you. You're playing with people's children's lives. You don't think that this, what we're seeing, what people are talking about right now, is leaking out in your profession? Let me tell you, it is impossible for it not to. You really are who you are. That what a person is doing around the age of 30 is likely what they'll be doing for the rest of their lives. You disagree with that?
I do.
It can be traced and tracked. How you get that data is you look at everybody when they started their occupation, when they started their drug habit, when they started this, and then you look at what age the ones who did change typically change. And if that number is so small of the people who changed, like, this isn't us just getting up here saying things, right? This is research that has historical background to it. So if you do disagree with it, tell me what about you that, since you don't fall into that category, tell me what about you you think needs changed.
Welcome to Death Row.
Excuse me? You can't think of anything about you that needs changed?
No.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to waste too much more time with you because I do have important things to do, but hope things get better for you.
I mean,
It's not her. It's not her. The messed up part about that is all of us know we have a significant number. We have a significant number of women like her. A significant number. More than half. And they're teaching our children. Guess what else they're doing? They're getting psychiatric degrees, outnumbering men 3-1. The most unstable group of people on the planet getting psychiatric degrees 3-1. She said, I'm honestly fine, but getting under your skin is funny. Let me see what else is funny. Let me see what else is funny over here. I'm quite sure I'll find something. Let me show you something. Fire Marshal Bill. Let me show you something. Yeah, people like this, they don't typically put any pictures of themselves up. Lord God up in heaven above. I repent. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this.
Good morning. I just want to be a little. Okay, go back and watch the rest of the video. But it's not an opinion, it's a fact. Everything that happened in Legend Core, fact. Everything that happened in Legend Core.
I'm terrible. I got to. I can't help it.
It's Roku and Kiyoshi's fault. Yes, I said Kiyoshi, but she's my girl.
No, I'm not going to. Hopefully, if I spare her this embarrassment, then you do know you had a video of you up there, right?
yeah. And let me guess, you gonna call me ugly? You gonna call me manly and masculine? Guess what? I don't give a fuck.
I'm going to be honest with you, man. What are you doing? Are you breathing? Is that you like that?
No, that's called rain.
No, I heard deep breathing, but it's fine.
No.
It's fine. Turbulence, people. I'm going to be honest with you. You aren't that attractive, but it doesn't help you to be as nasty as you are. Now,
but
listen, no, beauty is not subjective. It's not subjective. Stop it. What I'm telling you is,
I didn't say I'm not nasty.
stop over talking me.
But I'm
Stop
okay.
over talking me. Did you know that even a woman who's not gorgeous can enhance her looks by being soft, by being feminine, and losing weight? Did you know that?
Well, duh.
I'd like to ask you, where did you pick that verbiage up at? Duh. Where'd you pick that up at?
When people say common sense, that's common
Well, if it's so common sense, why haven't you done any of it, ma'am?
because I don't know.
Dead man! Dead man walking!
Look, you're not the first person to. I'm not attractive.
It
I'm
doesn't
not
matter. Hey, hey,
attractive.
hey, 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 hey. It doesn't matter that
Hold
you're
on.
not attractive. You could
You,
still be attractive. You don't have to be
mhm.
beautiful to be attractive. Your energy is ugly. Fix your energy, and you might be able to attract a decent man.
Nah, my energy's fine.
It is. And I know what you mean when you say that. You're letting
What's
us
that? Not
know that you're just fine with men coming over and doing this to you. So I agree with you in that context.
and
As
this
long
is
as you're
actually
not
my
looking for
sister
any as long as you're not looking for any respect from a man or anything like that, I agree. You are okay. Your attitude is just fine. The way you are, they'll continue to pounce on top of you, but that's about it. That's about it. And you know that, right?
First of all, ain't no man on top of me. So the fact that you're assuming that
So you're a
means that's
virgin.
the
Hold on.
case.
So you're a virgin then.
I'm not a virgin, but ain't no man on top of me. But
Dead man! Dead man walking!
but here's the thing.
No, no,
Here's the
no,
thing.
no,
I
no,
don't like
no,
when
no, no,
you
no,
people
no. Don't
online.
interrupt me, all right? I need to help you understand something. If you're not a virgin, a man has been on top of you before, right?
Yeah.
Ma'am, that's what I said. Do you think that I thought a man was grinding atop of you right now? Is that what you think I thought?
Honestly, you internet TikTok people, y'all be thinking a lot of things.
Ma'am, listen, let me say this. I'm not going to block you. I usually block people like you because you have bad energy. I want you to, even if you have to sneak and do it, I want you to continue paying attention to the show. I want you to grow, and I want you to do better. People will like you for no reason at all, as long as you enhance your personality and your behavior.
Okay,
You can be
but like
unattractive,
I
and a
said,
person will not
Mr.
even want
Prince,
to say it
Miss,
because your behavior is
Miss,
so impeccable.
Mr. Prince, let me tell you something. My life is beautiful, to be honest. Everything that I need is with me.
Ma'am, you need to stop telling yourself.
The
Listen, you need
fact
to
that
stop
you don't
telling
like
yourself that. You need to stop telling yourself that because it's delusion.
no, it's not delusion. It is not.
Do you want to get married one
It's
day?
the fact y'all. No, hold up. It's the fact y'all think it's delusion. That's on you.
You're
That's not on
nasty for
me.
no reason. People who are
I'm not
happy are
nasty.
not nasty for no reason. People whose lives are as amazing as you say, they don't even have time to stop by TikTok and be negative, man. Their lives are
Who
too
said
amazing.
I didn't come up here to be negative.
It's the very first thing that you
But
did.
yeah, oh yeah, trolling don't always have to be negative.
All right. I'm not going to block you. I want you to continue to see the show, and if there's anything that you hear that can
Yep.
persuade you any
You
type of
agree?
growth, stop interrupting me while I'm talking. You don't know better than that, do you? You
I mean, I
said your
do.
dad groomed you and taught you some things. Tell me what it
Oh,
is.
he did. Let's see, respectful, kind, generous, and thoughtful, and have to be a.
Get back to this amazing show. I'll just do it like this. Moonlight, I lied. I lied. You guys know how much restraint it took me to not post this photo up there. Huh? Your brother's growing, people. I don't want to offend women. Who is this? Why is she up here? Starlight, moonlight. Na, 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 na. There's a woman. She's actually an attractive woman. I think I've seen her before. I think she was talking to the girl. She said, "Your energy is beautiful." This is the issue that we have. Black women's primarily found inside of black women rhetoric, monkey buffoon behavior. I think she was talking to her. If she wasn't, I'm in the wrong, but I'm pretty sure she told her, "Your energy is beautiful." Now, you don't know, to a person who has a lower IQ than you, she might really eat that up and decide not to change when maybe someone down in the comments had persuaded her to start thinking, maybe I do need to change. Then you have a woman like, who said that? Crowned. Yeah, but old Crown won't come out. I went back and forth with Crown before. I thought she was too intelligent of a woman to tell another. I got to see for myself.
Why you keep requesting me?
Because you belong to me.
No, I don't. I will never.
I told you you're in a relationship with me. Don't play with me.
I wouldn't date no man like you ever. No, you are horrible to women.
Okay, so I gotta ask to make sure. Did you tell her energy was beautiful?
I came in as soon as you said that.
So
So
but hold on, but I'm just asking. Did you tell her energy was beautiful? I saw the comment.
Absolutely. If you could bring her back up so she can explain to me why you called her nasty and you said her energy was, you were being very disrespectful. There was no constructive criticism there, so I didn't appreciate the way you were speaking to her.
So you don't know if she came up here telling us she likes to touch kids yet. You told her her energy is beautiful. You don't know what was said. See, I'm going to say this to your face. I've engaged with you. Aside the fact, listen, I've engaged with you several times. Aside the
I
fact,
thought you meant like you're engaged with me, like we.
well, we're in a relationship, but I wouldn't go so far as to say engaged, right? But listen, sweetie, let me say this to you. I've talked to you, and outside of the times when you just want to debate and things like that, you're too intelligent to make statements like that, and it's detrimental to people. Everybody does not have your intelligence level, and someone could see that and say, "Well, this woman said I'm okay, so I'm okay then. I was just sitting up here thinking about maybe I do need to change, but since I seen her comment, shit, I don't need to change."
Okay, so I will correct myself if you allow her to come up and I hear her perspective.
But I'm saying, ma'am, you should correct yourself if you don't even know what was said.
Hell no. I
Okay.
stand on what I said. No, you were talking disrespectful to this woman. The same way I would check a woman that was speaking disrespectful to a man. The way you were speaking to her is disgusting. And you should be ashamed of yourself.
Can you name the things that I said that was disgusting?
You called a woman nasty and you there was nothing constructive. You were destructive in your tone, in your delivery. There was nothing to build her up. You were trying to break her spirit. You told her her energy was ugly. You wanted to bring up her picture. What a lot of people see confidence in a woman and they see it as problematic.
Would you
And I
mind?
didn't
Would you
like
mind
that.
camming up?
I no, I'm
I
not
know
coming.
most black women won't. I know.
Oh, reverse psychology don't work on me. You know I'm
That's not
beautiful.
reverse psychology. It's just true, and you're proving it right now. That's not no
That's fine.
psychology.
That's fine. You already know.
If you don't mind, tell me what your definition of the word nasty is, and I'm going to warn you. I have the dictionary cracked open right now.
Then you tell me.
No, you made a statement, so I need you to stand on it.
Oh no. You tell me what your definition is, and I'll help you understand why I found that to be disrespectful.
People in the comments, if you think that woman was highly unpleasant, give me a thumbs up. But if I'm in error and I was just being mean, give it a thumbs down.
You know your crowd is ignorant.
Do you think that was pleasant? Do you think that was respectful?
That was an observation that I made. They were antagonizing that woman with you.
I just want to see what they have to say. Okay. So the dictionary for the word nasty is highly unpleasant, ma'am.
Okay, let me pull it up on my side.
Pull it on up.
Anyways, while I'm doing that, how's your day today?
It depends on if you're coming over tonight or not.
Don't disrespect me like that. Would you talk to your mother that way?
Disrespect. Like, I just brought your value up. Are you crazy?
Me being in your
I'm
life,
not joking.
your
There is
a
no
woman
giggling
has
here.
value. A man has no value, right? Your value is on you. Our value is in us. So we add value to your life.
We are the exact
That's why
opposite of you.
politicians,
We are the exact opposite of
politicians,
you. Our value
poli-
isn't stop. Our value is not on
politicians,
us. Okay, well,
it's
our value is not on us. Our value is on the people we love and being willing to die for them. What you meant to say is women's value is on them. It is you guys who make people pay to take you to specific restaurants. It is us who digs in our pockets and makes the investment towards you. Men's value has never been on men. Men are called upon to die for you. So I highly doubt that is anywhere dictionary wise associated with us being focused on us.
okay. So you know that it is very unlikely for you to have to die for someone, right? So aside from dying for someone, what is your value to a woman? What value do you add to my life, young man?
Um, I believe this with my entire heart, with my soul. I'm dead serious.
Why you look like you about to have a heart attack? Hold on. What word am I looking up? Nasty definition.
Without men, you guys, I don't give a damn. Turbulence, people. You're not that intelligent. No, I take that back. You're not that smart. There's a different definition. And if what I'm saying is not true, why have so many? How many children do you have?
None.
How many children do you have?
I have no children.
I could have sworn we've had this conversation.
I adopted a son.
Okay. I'm not going to touch that. I'm going to say this. Why do so many of your sister counterparts get tricked into having babies by multiple different versions of losers?
You should ask them.
Okay.
Now, my question is, why are you concerned with them instead of the women who are not in those shoes?
Okay.
Because there are more women like me than there are like those women. Why is your focus on
Oh
the
my
bottom of the
God. I can't do this. Hold
Why
on.
is your
Hold on.
bottom of the
You
barrel?
said there are more
Mm-hmm.
classy.
I didn't say classy, but thank you for the compliment.
I'm not talking about you. I don't think you're classy. I think you're probably sexy in some way. She says she believes that there are more classy feminine women in the black community than there are. What I'm telling you ladies is this. You guys spend too much time trying to examine men, trying to make sure that they're perfect, right? How about just jump into it? How about just jump into it? And I also encourage you guys. Miss Patterson said, why was she so pressed about an unfollow? How to show online, people. But I didn't have to tell you that because you know that, right? Right?
Her to-be husband came through the door, saw her across the room, said, "Who is that? That's so-and-so. Oh, I think she's attractive." One of the people went over and said, "Hey, old boy says he thinks you're attractive or whatever." He says, "Well, if he likes me, he knows what to do." And from that point on, that guy went over and talked to her family, her father and her brothers, and they negotiated and talked about it and went to their sister or their daughter and said, "Are you interested in marrying this man? He wants her to marry."
Believe it or not, most of us want better for you. A lot of men don't want to deal with you anymore, but Do you guys know how easy it would be? How easy it would be. Let me say it like this. Yeah, this is about to get ugly. I see why they say this is the hottest show online. True or false? Everybody in the comments. My girl, my girl. Listen, true or false, everybody. Women spend a great deal of time examining a man to make sure he's the exact right one. If it's false, give a thumbs down. I'm going somewhere with this. Supreme CEO, already know. Okay. Here's what's crazy. How is it that you spend a great deal of time examining this man to see if he's worthy of getting into a serious relationship with, but it takes no longer than a week for you to give him your body? Tell me where that makes sense. He can get your body, but not a piece of paper. That's crazy. You're giving him your bargaining chips. The SEX is your bargaining chips. It is your leverage. And I'll tell you this. Once we get it, you have no more leverage. You can tell us, but you had never touched this again. True or false, fellas? The women who we've touched, we could press a mental button and replay instantly everything that we done to her and whack off to it if we want to. I don't have to touch you again. I have recorded in my head everything that I did to you, and I'll have it for the rest of my life. I don't need to touch you again. Why is it so difficult for you to pull the trigger on a serious relationship without all of the examinations and things? You guys shack up with men for all of between a year and 5 years, and he gets to smash that thing to oblivion. Right? It's why you guys aren't yielding any results in long-term relationships and marriages and family building. She said that's a lie. Well, come on up here and substantiate your claim. She got 100,000 subscribers. They should let her up. You know, if I didn't want to hear from these women anymore, you know what all I have to do? Is request that they cam up. It's something about these women, even with makeup and hair weave, they sure hate the way they look. And I want to say this to all of the men. You know how they say, do the things that you would do in private, like you would do if people were watching? I want all of you to be as careful enough to be able to do this. I can put a screenshot on my YouTube and not be ashamed, not be embarrassed or anything. Hold yourself like that. And you can never be blackmailed, right? I said it. And I'll keep it up there for the duration of the show. But listen, we are going to resume. I'll let people get me off my show tonight.
Let's listen to something I heard on another show.
Okay, so
Modern women who want to be in a long-term relationship, dating is dumb. What are you gonna know? Well, I've heard people say, well, people can put their best foot forward. And in month 3, it may be different than month 1. So, You still don't know until you're living with somebody.
You hear what he said?
Every excuse you make, I can say the same thing. You don't.
You guys keep trying to examine men, trying to make sure he's perfect before you commit, but you've already given him your body. How can he get the most sacred possession that you have under minimal scrutiny? Let me say this the way it really is. But for the thing that prevents you from soiling your reputation, the thing that prevents you from being used, that's of no consequence? That's crazy. You're supposed to protect your purity harder than a long-term commitment. If me and you lock in and it doesn't work out after 6 months and I didn't get your body, I didn't one up you. But if I got your body and we kept trying this thing and nothing happened after 6 months, I took a piece of you with me and in some cases pumped a baby in you. You guys are doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. Look, my brother Abraham said, seems to me she's desperately seeking any kind of attention. It's all good. It's all good. In those cases, we say, bless her heart. Let's get back to the show, people, because we have a hot show. We have a hot one. You guys go through this process, spending all of this time to make sure that if you get with this guy, he won't cheat. Listen, when in reality, there's nothing that you can do. Listen to me, ladies. There's nothing that you can do, ladies, to find out whether or not he'll cheat if you commit to him, except for put yourself in harm's way and see if it happens and then address it when it happens. You guys are trying to examine men like thoroughly to make sure he's the type of guy who won't do this and that, but you've given him your body already multiple times. What we're talking about today, people. Yeah, for those of you who want to see it, the DM is right here on my... Listen, I don't make dangerous moves that, well, I try not to. I'll put it that way. I try not to. This is nothing that I would be concerned if anybody saw it, right? You're hurting yourselves, and that clock is continually going while you're doing it. It's continually going. So when you do feel like, I think he's the guy. I hate to say this, ladies. I hate to say it. But now you've put so many years on you to where he doesn't want you anymore for a long-term relationship.
Dead man! Dead man walking!
Welcome to Death Row.
Any of the women who disagree with what I just said, if you agree with what I just said, give me a thumbs up. If I'm in error, give me a thumbs down. Because we can talk about it. I don't mean any disrespect either to anybody because I can't pay attention to everything. But I want to say something. I've noticed typically the women who people who are familiar with this show typically find pleasant, typically find feminine, typically find attractive, right? The women who are married. I've noticed that when I ask certain questions, there's those group of women who are always right there like, I understand. You know who gives me the most pushback? People who fall into the criteria of everything that we renounce up on this platform. You don't have to do that. Get better, right? Get better. You don't have to dislike me. You don't have to dislike the content. You don't have to buck against the content just because I said hoes are the one pushing out these babies with no daddy and you're getting busted down right now. Wait a minute, I'm a hoe and he talking to me? You don't have to do that. You can do this. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a hoe, but he making some points. Maybe I need to change. Or else, how do we ever get better? How do we ever get better? We can't. You have to acknowledge that something is going on for even the desire itself to do better sets in. And I'm telling you, I'm starting to realize it. I have a group of women down here who are a part of my YouTube family, who I know their thought patterns. I know how they live their lives because the things that they agree with, not just any woman can agree with this type of stuff. It takes a woman who knows right from wrong and has it in her heart. Even if she's still making certain mistakes, she's a certain caliber of woman. Because for her to, this is why I have so much love for my mother. I understand the caliber of women who can refute sound information. I understand who they are. I understand how they got the way they are. I understand what they are and what their end might be. It is a privilege to me. It is an honor to me that my mother is not one of those. My mother doesn't agree with everything that I say. But for the most part, on a common sense, my mother's probably here right now. She's here every night. She chastises me sometimes, like there's been a couple of times. And she told my little brother, there's been a couple of times. Now look, now you went in too tough on that one. They say, hey, Mama Stacy. And don't you answer. They don't have no business knowing who you is. But she'll be like, hey, baby. But listen, it is an honor to me that my mom's not a nincompoop. Because when we say these simple things, right? Simple. And women can't get it. It makes us feel a way about the women. It does. To know that my mom doesn't have to agree with everything that I say, but she acknowledges that he's not just talking out of his butt. That's an honor. It means I can't place my mother in the barrel that we place a lot of these crazy women. And listen, I want you guys to know I do have empathy for the women who don't get it because there's something wrong. For them not to get it, there's something wrong, right? But it doesn't stop this show. It doesn't stop this show. There's nothing that you ladies can do to see how I'm going to treat you until we dive into that thing. There's nothing that you can do, right? From the time that I saw this, it never escaped my mindset. Somebody told me this. Somebody said, put this in your hand. Ball it up. Okay, nobody can take anything out. But they also can't put anything else in. If you are hyper-focused on guarding your heart, you will never even have the door open long enough for love to find its way in. In order to experience love, you have to be open to the concept of getting hurt. There is nothing that you can do to make sure that I'm not a dog, except for try your best to pick the right caliber of individual, his character, his principles. That's about all that you can do. Introduce me to your father, right? But outside of that, we have to see how this is going to turn out. We have to see, are you going to come home and catch me in the bed with your mom and your sister? And I prefer your mom because she got the gray streaks in her hair and stuff, with my hand on the back of her neck, that arch, and Damn, I'm still on live. I'm still on live. Okay. Right. My people rock with me. They just don't want to admit it. But seriously, in all serious, I want you ladies to loosen up. It's the only way that you can find what you're looking for. You guys are doing it in reverse. You're giving up your body and guarding your relationship status. What? What? You're giving up your body and guarding your relationship status. Guard your body and give up your relationship status. That's how that goes. Right. She said, you're right. That's why it's important for the ladies to take their time and stop rushing into things. I disagree with that. I disagree. Or unless, if you're talking about sex, I agree. But listen, let me ask you this. How can you lose just jumping into a relationship with me after 3 weeks? What? You have a companion. You have somebody you're talking to on the phone every day now, whereas you didn't before. You have somebody that if you get a little too hot and bothered, we can kiss and hold hands and things like that. We can go out to eat. And guess what? If it doesn't work, it didn't work. I don't believe that it takes a lot of time for people to jump into a relationship. You guys are doing it backwards, in my very, I believe, accurate opinion. You can date somebody all you want to. You can critique them, you can examine them, and it will still never tell you what it's like to be married to that individual. The only thing that will tell you what marrying that man would be like is if you marry that man. It's weird to me that you guys don't have an issue being a baby mom, but you go through great lengths to make sure you don't get in a relationship that's going to lead to divorce. That's crazy. That's crazy. My boyfriend told me he wanted to marry me the first time he saw me.
Beta! Beta! Dead man! Dead man walking!
That's my girl, but shout out to my guy. I don't get to see my guy that often. I know he probably over there squeezing the last of the milk out that clock over there. Shout out to Classic Man in this situation. Hey, Skinny Boy said, that might be love bombing. Yeah, now listen, I'm not encouraging nobody, to start talking about love on no first date, no first week. I'm not encouraging that now. No, I'm not knocking it, but I don't want no parts of nothing like that. Yeah. Listen, a woman told me before, on the first night of meeting me, you don't know it, but I'm the one for you. My stomach balled up. My stomach balled up. Like when you get, I don't know, like when you've eaten really bad Chinese food that they probably had sitting out on the counter and things like that, but when you came in, they picked it back up off the plate and put it back in the heat fryers and things and served it to you, right? When you go home, you eat it, and it runs right through you. My stomach did that. Weird. Weird. I don't want any pieces of that. No parts. My girl said, here he goes. My brother Victor Soto. Jeez. She said he'll tell you himself he's obsessed with me. Now, I'm going to touch that briefly, but I don't like speaking on, people's relationships. But a man should not be obsessed with a woman. A man should first be obsessed with God. Because outside of that, how are you going to guide her? How are you going to lead her? How are you going to know all of the things that you need to know when you don't know the answer at that precise moment? I will never be obsessed. You know what? We'll do it like this. She won't be with him long, by the way. Not in my opinion. Yeah, obsessed means preoccupy or feel them to a troubling extent. See, that's why I said we gotta start knowing the definition of these words before we use them, people. I gotta read that again. Preoccupy or feel the mind of someone continually, intrusively, and to a troubling extent. Yeah, no woman can get me like that. I'm gonna look out for you. I got you. You belong to me. You know what? Let me touch on that. I also want you ladies to stop looking for that. How about you just look for somebody who you're pretty sure is going to see you through to the end of life? How about that? Sounds like a pretty good deal to me, because there's a lot of women on this very app right now. They're going to experience some of the worst times in history by themselves. Life kicks all of our doors in multiple times throughout our stay here on earth. And what makes that door kick in usually a little bit more pleasant or softer is when we have people who will share that pain with us. When we have people who will be our encouragement in the times that we need encouragement and support the most, right? What's that say for the woman who has to get that diagnosis from the doctor by herself? Yeah, I'm not being obsessed with no woman. No, you're not gonna be with me if it don't work out. I do taking. I do taking. I get selected. I don't get leftovers. You're gonna come home is what's gonna happen. Come and talk to me. Right. I don't allow myself to be sloppy seconds. I'll jump in that DM like, listen, you got 3 days to leave that ninja. I'll be to pick you up, going to my favorite spot where we're gonna talk about our next moves, You spending most of your time with me. I said it. Right? My girl, listen, you guys don't understand what I mean when I say my girls. The ones that I call my girl, listen, I have high levels of respect for my girls. SPs, girls, listen. I don't do no DMs. I don't be jumping in no DMs. Hold on, what did she say though? Oh, that's what my girl said. She said, I don't need an obsessed man, just a good one. Do you know most of you could be in relationships tomorrow if you stop thinking you were all that? If you stop thinking, I ain't got to put up with this SHIT. Okay, I was just playing. Oh my gosh, here we go with this mess. Lord have mercy.
You brought me up. Don't be up here. Oh my
Oh, I
God.
didn't know you heard me.
Nah, and I ain't even say nothing on purpose in the comments. You brought me from the joining.
I brought you from the joint.
How you doing?
Listen, don't play with me.
My
You know this
lazy
thing over here is
connection.
amazing, right? What you got going on tonight?
Nothing, boy. Scrolling through my 40.
Listen, how many lives you done trolled tonight?
3.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna tell you what's so adorable about when they trolls. The sense is there.
This not me in real life, and I wasn't supposed to.
The intelligence is there, right? I'm gonna tell you what gets up under our skin when they're not trolling, when they're saying ignorant stuff and they're dead serious. That's a problem. I think I could deal with it. Well, I guess if she does really know better, I think that's why I dig Nate like that. Because I haven't ever bumped into a troll who really knows better. They're dead serious. Like the woman we brought up here tonight. Dead serious. Who just got off top of you, Nay?
Huh?
I just said, who just got up off top of you?
You know I don't deal with these men. You know I'm sick of them.
You don't mess around, Nay?
No. I wouldn't be out here. I'd be getting me some. I'd be sweet. The man I get, he better break me down and put me out, okay?
Listen, I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, so that's gotta be me. I've been hearing it all night. You guys been hearing this feedback? This
I don't hear nothing.
You know what? Is that it? Mic check, mic check. Mic check. Mic check.
I don't hear nothing but you.
Mic check.
That's some demons over there.
Demons where?
At your house.
Over here in the house of the Lord? I don't know what you're talking about.
You over here talking all that
Listen,
bullshit.
people tell me, do you hear this?
I don't hear nothing.
It's like underwater in the background after we talk. It's garbled.
Did you clean your ears out this morning?
Listen, my woman cleaned my ears out.
Let me turn my phone up. Let me see.
Mic check, mic check. Yeah, I hear it. Oh, you know what?
I hear it's like a little rattling sound.
A little garble, yeah. Why is it doing that?
It ain't bothering us. It's just bothering you.
Perfection is key. I'm just playing. So listen, I have a question for you, Nay.
Mm-hmm.
And you're guilty of this, so don't come up here with your bias, pretentious, like, yeah.
What I'm say?
Okay, well, listen, I know you hear that.
I hear it a little bit, but it ain't bothering me. Come on with the question. Been hearing it all night, so stop lying.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay. Okay, so you know what? Okay. Nay, did you ever be listen, was you ever a cheerleader in high school? Was you a part of the cool crowd? Here we go with these lies. Here we go with these lies. One thing I can't stand is a lying woman.
I play basketball and ran track in the army too.
God dang.
I don't know what you got. Oh, I hear it now.
You know what? Let me get rid of this. Get rid of that.
I'm an angel, y'all.
Nay, stop it. You can't get nobody.
Hey,
you know what? They might have a point. Cause yeah.
And you can't unalive me on TikTok. And since he here, y'all can't do nothing about it.
Mic check. Mic check. Okay, but Nate, let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm. They said it's me. You want me to drop and come? Did you hear it before I got up here?
I had heard it a couple times.
Oh, so see, it's not me. Y'all better be coming
Stop
back
trying to
early.
rub stuff in people's face, woman.
I had some more to stay, but he came back too early.
Okay,
I was
Nate.
finna
So listen, here's my question. Do you think women are taking too long to jump into relationships, waiting until they examine a man, make sure he's thoroughly perfect, make sure this? You could be married in 6 months. What is the problem with jumping into serious relationships? Where do you lose at? How do you lose?
To be honest, and this is me not trolling.
Hold on, Nate. Hold on. Stop real quick. Let me say this first. Do you think that we don't have enough people married?
Yes,
Okay, now go ahead.
I honestly think. Are you talking about our age range right now?
Now I got to cut you.
See, them demons is taking control of your time. I think I'm gonna leave.
Now I got to cut you.
Okay, so I'm saying if you agreed that we have a problem, and here's the problem for those of you who don't know: when we don't have married couples, we have less families. When we don't have families, we don't have a community. So if you agree, Nay, that we have a significant problem with not having enough people married, then my thing is this. Do you believe that women should stop taking, well, I need to make sure he the right one, and yeah, it's been 3 months, girl. Do you believe that we need to, Nay, you've been to the military. Do you believe it is time for us to start jumping in, both feet in? I'm not talking about the first date. I'm talking about if this man has had your body, what the hell are you waiting on?
I think. I think that, especially at our age, we got so many experiences under our belt that we are.
29 ain't 32 ain't that old.
Your ass ain't no damn
Who?
32.
Don't play with me, Nay.
Don't make me blast you on
It's
this.
gonna be that way for another 10 years. Stop playing.
But with all of our experience, past experiences and stuff, I think we all scared, and I think that's the problem. That's what makes dating so hard is that you're so cautious with your heart down.
That's a good
Versus
point, Nay.
like when we were younger, we just were excited to have somebody and explore somebody and share whatever experiences we had with somebody, not really caring. We were just enjoying the time.
So,
Now we think too much into it.
okay, so what's the fear, Nay? But before you answer, I could make you look goofy, so I'm not going to. Before you answer, if you were to say our hearts, you care more about your heart than your put.
Baby, because once you've had your heart broken, you promise yourself you do not want to feel that anymore, or you're not
But
gonna let
sweetie,
nobody
he gets
else.
the nut inside of you and not love you.
What?
That's what I'm saying. It's being done backwards. He can he can have the most sacred aspect of you, but what you're guarding from him is you can have my body, but I'm gonna protect my relationship status.
Well, for me, I have to have feelings for you in order to do it.
Me so
Now,
fab. Shout out to me so fab for the gifts. And listen, people, where are my guests? My people on YouTube done dried me out today, right?
I'm not having sex with anybody that I'm just dating. I have to actually have to feel something for you to do
Nay,
it.
oh my gosh. Okay, so Nay, here's my question to you. Listen to me, Nay. Give me two more ladies up here. Give me two more ladies up here.
Come on, ladies, don't be scared.
Do they have reason to be scared of me, Nay?
Yes, and if he
Don't
get
do
on
me
your
like
nerves,
that,
all you
Nay.
gotta do is sit out, honey. He
Don't
tell you
do me
to
like that, Nay.
leave. Just don't be scared.
Don't
But
do
no,
me
I
like
think
that.
honestly, male
Hold on,
energy.
you can't answer yet. You can't answer yet.
No, I'm just
Hold
going
on, but
back to
you'll make
what
me
you
lose my
already
train of
said.
mind. I'm one track mind.
Well, I thought you was 32. You supposed to remember.
I like that. You know how I love the way you said that. You hear me?
Yeah, you're supposed to be. You're not supposed to be losing your train of thought.
Listen, let me say it like this.
Come on, ladies, so we can answer this damn question so I can go troll. Because this is one dude just really pissed me off, and I really want to go and take the hell out of him.
Tell us what your definition of troll is, Nay.
When I go in there and just say the total opposite of what they want to hear, like I do you. I come
It
on
don't
here
work
so
on me no
you
more.
no, because you know the real me. So it don't help no more. It used to get on your nerves though.
Listen, here's what I want to ask you. I can have your body, but you won't give me relationship status. You
Well,
see how that's
if
backwards, right?
if no, if I've done something with you because I felt some type of way about you because of the way we're dating and I like you as a person, but you don't come through with that thing, then that may be some reason why we don't make it to a relationship. And I may just blame it
No,
on
no, no. This is under the premise that the thing was on point. The thing was on point.
then we're gonna be together.
Okay, because here's what I was finna ask you. Here's what I was about to ask you. Black people, we got to stop using the word finna. You sound like an idiot. Self. Um,
Use what word?
finna,
Oh,
refrigerator, all that. Yeah, malarkey. Listen, my question is this to everybody. What can't I do to you once we get serious that I would have been able to do to you before you gave me the relationship status?
talk to somebody else,
I can do that once we get serious now.
and you won't have me no more.
Okay, so why are you waiting? You can't stop me from doing it if I'm going to do it in the beginning or the
Yeah,
end.
but I need to see if you that type of man.
You
Like if
can't
you
see, sweetie. That's the point that I just made. You can't see. You
no, but
don't know
we're
if
in a
I'm gonna do it in the
relationship.
beginning or in the end.
No, in the beginning, we talking. You're not my man. You're not obligated to just talk to me or none of that. But once we establish,
I've given you a full blown hysterectomy.
I already got one, so
I made
I
it worse.
I kept my ovaries though, so I can have my hormones.
I got rid of those with 4 strokes.
You don't want to do that, then I'll be dry.
It's my problem child, y'all. But listen, Nate, on some real stuff. You're running from something that you have no control over.
You don't, but I'm not putting my trust in somebody I'm just talking to. When we're in a
Nate, I've
relationship
dug it
and we're
out.
working towards a marriage goal, then I'm trusting you with my heart now. And I'm trusting that you're not dipping out and gonna bring me something else,
You
and you just
can't do
ain't
anything about
going
it,
after
Nay.
other females. But when we're talking, I mean, we have not established nothing, so you
I
free.
am scooping your sacredness out on a regular.
No,
Got you calling out for
that's what I'm
gods that you
saying.
don't even believe in.
I said when we're talking, I have to have feelings for you before you get up in there. I have to feel something. I gotta
Okay,
have
listen,
some
hold
type
on,
of
Nate.
energy.
Hold on. So here's what I'm saying is this. Why does it take women so long to get into a committed relationship and then move on to marriage from there? There's nothing that you can stop. The only
Yeah,
thing
but
that's
there's
going,
nothing
hold
that you
on,
can.
no. The only thing that is going to change if I cheat on you in the beginning or the end is one is called cheating, the other is adultery. It's the only difference. You can't stop neither. There's not all of the getting to know me in the world can't stop.
I agree.
So
I
let's
can't
get
stop it.
married,
But I
Nay.
can't stop myself from trusting you. I'm not gonna put my trust in somebody that I think gonna find favor in another female.
Nay, I'm not going to
You're
tell
supposed to
you
be
that I'm
there
going to
for me.
find favor in another female.
You can tell me that, but you gon'
I
we
said
can
I'm
you
not
can
going
show
to
me.
tell you. You won't know,
I
is what I'm
know, but
telling
you
you.
show. We women ain't stupid. We know your actions. We can tell when you
So
cheating
how
on me.
y'all got all these children in with this woman's intuition talk? How so many of y'all single baby mamas and y'all claim this magical voodoo intuition?
We didn't have it when we was younger. Most of us had kids when we was younger. I was dumb and naive when I was young. I thought I knew what a man was. I had no idea what a man was. I just knew this man was fun, and he called himself my boyfriend. And
And
we
he
got
dug that
engaged,
thing
and we
out.
had some kids. And we wanted to be grown so fast. We wanted to move in together and all the good stuff. We wanted to play family. And I learned my lesson.
No, you didn't,
But I was
Nay.
young and dumb. I
You've
can take
repeated some of
accountability
those
for it.
mistakes since you learned.
No, I got married with my next child, so I didn't repeat nothing, honey.
And after that, within the last 2 years, you've been a complete ASS and you know it.
Yeah, because I have. I,
That's why this is my girl. Hey, listen, if y'all want to get favor with a man, tell the truth. We
do
adore
what?
it. We adore it.
You said do what now?
If y'all want to get favor with a man, if you want to get really, really cool with a man, tell him the truth. Be the type
Yeah.
who would tell him the truth, even on some
I would
BS.
I will tell you the truth. I tell people all the time, do not ask me something you do not want to know because I'm going to tell you.
Hey,
But
Nate,
that
did you know a
hurt.
girl tried to put me on Front Street tonight? She tried to blast me for being her DM. Did you know that? Yeah, they said they could barely hear. See, that's...
Bitch, I almost died.
My bad. I just plugged my phone up. She almost died.
Nate, you a freak, ain't you?
With my mans,
On a scale of 1 to 10, how freaky?
a 12.
Who got their phone programmed to say, bitch, I almost died? Plug me
And
in.
then when I unplug it, it'll say, don't let that shit happen again.
Look, she like being controlled, choked, and everything. Huh?
This is none of your business.
Oh, it's too late. We already know. If you
Because
program your
listen, there's
phone,
some people
that
in
wasn't a
here.
question. That was a statement. If you got your phone programmed like that, we already have a visual of what time it is.
I just thought it was funny because when I plug it up in the nurse's
Nay, that has to do with your sexuality. Stop playing.
and then I tell people to plug my phone up for me and then they hear it, they be tripping.
You gotta go, Nay. I'm gone.
Bye.
Bye. But listen, ladies, here's what I'm telling you. There's nothing, you're not gonna know any more about me after 2 months than you will after a year. What you think? The longer you wait, I'm gonna say, babe, I'm not gonna lie. I'm thinking I'm probably gonna cheat in another month and a half. That's what you think is gonna happen. The longer you wait. Get in a relationship, ladies. Enjoy you a man. A man is an amazing, amazing, amazing thing. We really are. It's time for you ladies to start throwing yourselves out there. At the rates that you guys are going, to be honest, you'd receive more honor for being a divorcee than what you are now. A single mama. A late night creep. A woman who no man saw enough value in to marry. So why not jump into a marriage after 3 months? A man who will marry you after 3 months. Probably a decent guy, to be honest. Most men have a phobia about getting married. Most men do. If you get married and it doesn't work out, at least you have marriage under your belt. Now, all you have under your belt is the infamous belt buckle jingle, people. Right? Yet, you trying to protect your relationship status. You people are crazy to us, and I'm just being honest. You're crazy to us. You're absolutely insane. We believe it. Yeah, listen, no one's going to tell that they're going to cheat in the future. Listen, the time that you have him, once you guys have gotten married, even if it ends in never mind, I'm not going to even get ahead of the show. Listen, right now, as it stands, none of you have the experience associated with what it feels like to attempt to build something as important as a life with a man. And I'm talking about none of the women who have never been married. What are you protecting? What are you guarding? What you're doing is you're preventing yourself from getting married. You're preventing yourself from being someone very important to somebody else. If you do get married and it doesn't work, at least you know what it feels like to have attempted to build something special. Right now, none of you know. You don't even know what it feels like to have a 24-hour handyman in your home. That's a problem. That's a problem. You guys are doing all of it backwards. You don't even have experience in the marriage realm. The thing that is said to be the most amazing thing. You'll jump right into bed, but you won't jump right into marriage? The heck? A man can nut in you and get you pregnant, but he can't have long-term relational status with you? You people are crazy. Stacy, how can a woman pick a man she's not attracted to? It's better than doing what you've been doing for the last 10 years. And I don't advise anybody to pick a man who she's not attracted to. But you should assess what the reasons are that you're not attracted to him and see if they can be worked out, see if they can be enhanced, see if they can be improved. A lot of you guys are unattracted to people who you are no better than. A lot of you guys are attracted to people who are out of your league. A lot of you guys are attracted to people who, if you were to talk to them, you could tell it's not going anywhere. But you want him because he's out of your league. A lot of you don't understand that. How about understanding what your true dating value is? Some of you have 2 children by 2 different men. Listen. Some of you, due to the childbearing, some of your stomachs look like a barred up grocery bag, paper grocery bag that's been marinated in cooking oil and barred up and barred up and barred up and barred up and then unfolded. That's not pleasant to men, but we compromise with it. Listen, some of your stomachs look like somebody's been playing in pizza dough and just left it alone after an hour of playing with it. That's not men. When men were boys, we weren't sitting in the front yard saying, "And Heavenly Father, when I get old enough to date, please, 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 please give me a woman whose stomach looks like somebody's been playing in dark pizza dough for about 2 hours and then just left it alone with all of the wrinkles and the finger imprints in it. In His holy name, I pray to you, Lord God Jehovah. Amen. Please do this for me." Is there any men who prayed for that down yonder? Give me a thumbs up if you've ever prayed to Jehovah for that. I'm not going to even ask them to give me a thumbs up if they've experienced it. That's just how much more selfless men are than women. That's why it's so much. That's one of the reasons it's so much easier for us to get into long-term relationships than it is for you. You guys set bars so high to where it's out of your league. She said, "So what do you suggest on how a woman should pick a man?" You shouldn't pick a man, sweetie. A man who you honor and respect and who you know for a fact loves you. You can identify the man who you would like, but you take him to your father or your brother who you look up to. He'll tell you the truth about that man. Don't take him to anybody who you believe, even in the remote, has secret feelings for you, because he'll sabotage his judgment that you're looking forward to just so you can stay single, and maybe one day he'll really have a shot. Drifter said discernment. I don't think women really have that. Not like they stand on. Where these kids come from? Where so many the chronic bad relationships come from? I don't believe women have women's intuition. Nay, what you want up here?
Before I go over here to let this man cuss me out.
I can't hear you now.
I said before I leave to go let this other man cuss me out.
Hey, hold on. You said before you go to bed. What?
No, I said before I leave to let this other man go cuss me out. He just summoned me to his live. He mad.
My stepdad used to call people like you pain freaks.
My question is why, okay, when y'all see a woman single, y'all like, oh, something must be wrong with her or whatever. Why it just can't be that? Maybe she raised her kids, centered her whole life around her kids, maybe had a husband at one point in time.
It's not true, Nay. It's not true. It's not true.
No, listen, and centered her whole life around her family, and now that she has her own time and her kids are grown and self-sufficient, maybe she wants to just center herself around herself.
It's not true. It goes against human biology. And
no,
and
peace. Because you got to think when we're a part of a
hold on, hold. You said you need what?
Peace within ourselves. We got to find our own happiness within ourselves.
No, it's not true. That's BS that you've been told.
To find yourself.
That is BS. I said it's not true.
No, it is. I'm
It's
telling you
not
from a woman's
true.
point of view.
So
From a
why do
woman's
people
point of
go to
view.
therapists, Nay? Why do they go to therapists?
I
Because
don't
they
know.
need that person to help them, right?
Help
Did
you
you
find
know?
happiness within yourself?
Yes.
No,
So
you
why?
don't.
Tell me why they go then. You don't. Why do they
I
go to
don't know.
therapists?
People got their own issues. That ain't my issue.
Nay, for
But
the
I know
most
when
part,
my
why are
kids left.
people going to therapists, Nay?
No, when my kids left the
No,
house, I
Nay.
had to
Why
do the
are
same
people going to
thing.
therapists, Nay?
I don't know. I don't go to therapy.
Okay, well, people go to therapists to help them find their way back to their most valuable self. Did you know that a husband can do the same thing, Nay?
I would have felt more accomplished if I found my happiness for me with them. I knew me before a man had to let me know me. I want to know me first. I want to be happy with me first so I can make everybody else around me happy. I have lived my whole life centering myself around kids and a man.
No, you haven't.
Now that I don't
No,
have
you
to,
haven't. No,
my
you
kids
haven't.
have
You just
grown.
haven't. Listen, Nay. You just haven't been able to get the caliber of man that you want.
Obviously not. I'm single, but I have had the
Okay,
caliber of man
so
that I wanted,
if
but
the caliber
he
of man who you
didn't.
desire showed up in your world today, you would accept him, Nay.
I would. I want to be married.
Okay,
I'm not
Nay.
saying
So
that,
what I'm telling you is these women
but right
aren't
now I'm
running
not
around
even.
here happily single.
I am. I haven't even opened up the door to meet nobody right now.
Nay, stop lying.
I'm actually enjoying centering my life around myself
Nay,
right
if the right man who met all of your check marks, if he
now. Marks.
showed up, would you accept him?
If he met all my check marks, if
Yes.
I gave him the opportunity to check all my ex marks, then yes. But right now, I'm not even giving that opportunity for my check marks
Nay,
to be
stop
checked.
it. You don't need opportunities. Women have never had to give men opportunities. We
I
bump
don't.
into you
I
at
don't.
the gas station. We
I'm
bump into
literally
you at the
women literally go
supermarket.
to a gas
Stop
station.
interrupting me. It's this woman here. Listen, let me tell all you guys this. She's lying. This woman is lying. Listen,
Lying about what?
anybody on this platform right now who could meet a person who meets all of their requirements, is as handsome as they would desire him to be, has the job that she would like him to have, any woman who could meet a man who met all of her prerequisites, but then intentionally just say no, that
No, I'm not saying
stop
that.
it, Nay. That is a mentally ill individual. Now, here's what that proves. That proves that these women are not, in fact, just centering their lives around their children. What it is the caliber of man that they wish they had access to. Their dating value is low in some areas or something of that sort, and they can't get that caliber of a man. Because if that man were to approach them, by her own admission, she said she would rock with it.
I just said I would. Yes, I would. But right now, I'm not even leaving myself open to meet
Nay,
anybody.
stop it. It doesn't have to. You don't have men. Women have never had to leave themselves open. Men find you hiding under rocks.
Right, but if I
We
tell them I'm
find you
not
in our
accepting
dreams.
numbers,
We find you anywhere you need to be found. You guys talking this, well, I haven't put myself out there. That really is a coping mechanism to keep from saying, what's wrong with me? Because, Nay, if you're a good woman and a man hasn't found you, and we cross paths with roughly 50,000 people a year, there's a problem, Nay.
yes, I'm not accepting applications right now, honey. I meet people every day.
People, we've just encountered the first woman in U.S. history who has intentionally been adamant about not receiving a good life for 10 or 15 years. Right? These people will say anything to save face. Hey, listen. Cali Kids said they egos is what gets them on that top. Ego. It's all ego. Well, I can't admit that I haven't gotten selected yet. Everybody knows that's the case. That is the case. You simply haven't gotten selected by a quality man, which means look, then she says, no, I'm tired of dating. That's why marriage would be an amazing thing. but you can't get married to the caliber of man who you would like to be interested in you. And listen, let's say this. That doesn't mean everybody. Some women truly are beautiful, amazing on the inside, and they may not be in the right geographic location. There may be some external forces preventing that good woman, but for the most part, there's something wrong with her if she's not married at the age of 40. If she's not married at the age of 35, there's something wrong. Men are on trails, on paths regularly to marry. We don't really see something amazing and opt to go in the opposite direction. This is what I'm telling you. My people said, I want to be all in with somebody. Look, she said, I'm taking a break. Look, she said, I want my husband. I'm just not dating right now. I will open back for business soon. If you meet the right man at the gas station, see, that's why people be lying. When they say, I'm not dating right now, they really mean just, I've struck out so far. Because if the right man approaches them, they're going to go. It simply means that the quality man isn't approaching them. Or in few cases, they're in a bad location. Something else has taken place. But for the most part, it's lower value women trying to get higher value men, and it's keeping them single. It's keeping them single. But let's go. Not it. Not it.
Let's listen to something I heard on each other for a few months and they were married. How long do you need? Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Let's get to it. I want to hear some of you modern, I got a PhD, college educated women tell me why.
Okay, now I have something else for you. I want you to check this out.
Let's listen to something I heard on another show.
Okay, so I don't know what I'm expecting to, what am I looking for me being in a relationship for 1 year versus us getting married straight away, because if things go wrong, then they go wrong. But this is why your father is there to vet your man. This is why the families are so involved. To be that net, if something does go wrong, the family is there. And the family has already vetted that person for me. My father already spoke to my husband. My father already knew the type of man my husband was. Men tend to see things in other men that women can't. I don't know why, but from what I've seen here is like girls, we tend to be kind of slow when it comes to picking partners because it's...
You hear what this woman said? Women tend to be kind of slow when it comes to picking partners. And this is why I tell you guys, you shouldn't be picking partners. Boy, they down there practicing a lifestyle of lying. No, she lying. Dr. K said, I'm so glad I ain't got to worry about this. Nay, I think your coochie just ain't no good. How about that? How about your coochie ain't no good, Nay? Turbulence, people. How about that, Nay? 40-year-old woman, and I'm being gentle, single. How about that, Nay? Because she cute. Her attitude don't stink. Her coochie ain't no good. Nay's cute. And she got a cool personality. Coochie ain't no good. Somebody said, "What is a bad hoo-ha?" Listen, listen. When she pumping all out of motion, right? You stroking like this, and she's stroking the exact same rhythm that you stroking, right? Feel like she banging you a little bit, right? All off rhythm. Hey, it is what it is, bro. Oh my gosh, what is I done done? Now I gotta finish the show, Nate. Listen, I want to say this to the ladies. A lot of you don't even have marital experience, and that is very valuable. You haven't been married, and that experience is very valuable. You're not experiencing it. And therefore, you're missing out on a significant portion of life experience that typically causes other people to grow. You know how difficult it is to get into a marriage with a quality man and not experience some significant levels of growth? To be honest, it's just not going to happen. You know what? I don't like that. We're going to have to fix that. I'm just being honest. A lot of you ladies are missing out on the upgrades, the leveling up that come with locking in with a man on a marital tip. Once you're inside of these homes with these men, you have a quality man, you have no choice but to level up. You have no choice but to level up. And if you're not experiencing it, you're missing out on tons of growth and development that comes by way of being attached to a quality man. I'm not talking about in a relationship, I'm talking about in a marriage where this man has pledged to care about you so much that he's really critiquing you. By the time, listen, there's going to be some leveling up take place. You can believe that. Have you guys ever noticed how when Miss Brandy comes up here and talks, some of these women who have been married to quality men, right? Some of the women who have been married to quality men, they develop certain mannerisms, right? Mannerisms. They have certain personality traits and things of that nature that cause them to be respected. My girl said, I don't trip because I can have a relationship before I can get a drink of water. But will he want more than to stretch that thing out, Nay? I'm just playing. I believe Nay could. But I'm speaking in general. Stop making everything about you, fat girl. I said it. T. Lloyd said maybe that thing ain't snapping. No, Nay's probably marriage material. She might be, but we're not. You guys got to stop making things personal, or else I will dig off into your personal aspects of you, right? A lot of you ladies never got to experience that change that comes from locking in on a marital situation with a man, pledging to build. When you go into a relationship, it's different than when you go into a marriage. When you go into a relationship, you go into it, if it don't work, you go into it feeling less obligated to give your all to it. When you go into a marriage, you know that the whole idea, those of you who aren't gold diggers, of course, you go into it with the idea that I'm building with this man. So you should have a sense that I need to listen to him. You know what I mean? And if you listen to a quality man, you're going to grow. Women who have been married to a quality man, they develop mannerisms from it. Mannerisms that stayed long after the relationship dissolved. A lot of you ladies never got to experience that type of change. And that's why you're still out there on the dating highway right now. You don't seem any different to the men than women who get busted down on a regular. No change came about. No change came about. is because you don't know how to say yes instead of yeah. You don't know how to be agreeable. You don't know how to be feminine. You don't know how to be cooperative, easily cooperative, right? A lot of these things are extracted out of you once you attach yourself to a quality man. There will be a number of corrections that will lead to your growth by way of being attached to that man. When you say yeah to him, he'll let you know, babe, not feeling that. It's yes, right? When you desire to dress a certain way, he'll correct you on it. I do not like this. I'm getting peed off, people. You know what? Listen, you guys got to see me do something goofy. I don't have two of me, so I got to do it like this. Jeez. Yes, this is my favorite fuzzy. That's it right there. That's it right there, people. Those of you who don't know, sometimes a 4K camera will jump out of balance on its own. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, people. And you can't convince me it doesn't look better already. Right? How to show online, people. So listen. Hey, listen, Cali forever. West Coast in. Okay. Listen, we're going to wrap the show up in 10 minutes, but I need you ladies to hear this very important information. It's important and it can save you guys a lot of trouble. Here's what happens when you experience marriage. When you say yeah, he'll let you know it's yes, babe, right? When you desire to dress a certain way that may put a stain or a scratch on your image and on your brand, he won't permit it. You're in a relationship, so you won't necessarily be able to be as promiscuous as you would if you weren't in a relationship. That by itself is going to preserve a significant level of your reputation and your brand. The reason you won't fall for that, you're going to cheat probably, is what we think about you, but you won't do it as often because you're in a relationship. And I'm going to say this. Simply being attached to a man in a very committed marriage is a world of growth. It's a world of growth. And you may not like the way it sounds, but typically, with human beings, when we fail in something, we know more about it the second time. We know all of the things that we could have did better, right? And therefore, we're able to be more effective and more successful at it the next time. So even in the event that your marriage doesn't work out, you'll be a more qualified and better wife once you get back out there on the dating highway. You won't have as many flaws as you did before you locked in with that man. That man who has the energy that it takes to get you know what, we're going to do this. we're going to do this. You guys need to hear this. You need to hear this.
Hard for women to family is.
I want you all to
Let's listen to something I heard on another show.
Listen.
Okay. So I don't know.
And I want to send homage. All of you who found a way to understand the degree of love that the late, great Kevin Samuels was pushing our way. All of you who understand that this man was really, really, really not trying to, was about to bring our community together. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. These are all sensible people that you see right here. These are sensible human beings. These are people who have their understanding intact. Our question was, how couldn't you see what he was doing? It was plain as day. This man was the first time we heard somebody saying, you're better off going back to that last relationship you had. Because when we're divorced and when we're estranged from each other, we can't start families. And if we can't start families, we can't have communities. So I just had to send a shout out to my brother. I need every woman to listen to this right now. I need every woman to listen to this.
What I'm expecting to, what am I looking for me being in a relationship for 1 year versus us getting married straight away? Because if things go wrong, then they go wrong. But this is why your father is there to vet your man. This is why the families are so involved. To be that net, if something does go wrong, the family is there. And the family has already vetted that person for me. My father already spoke to my husband. My father already knew the type of man my husband was. Men.
Hold on, ladies. I figured out what was going wrong. Yeah, Nay, it was me. It wasn't you. I messed this thing up, I'm pretty sure. Burnt it out. Had the headphone jack in the charging port, and I did burn it out. I did burn it out. Like the goofball that I can be at times. Uh-oh, I didn't burn it out. Ah, Dr. K, don't do me like that. She said I had a failure to...
Dead man! Dead man walking!
You heard what my people said. Rest in peace to the late, great Kevin Samuels, right? His brother was years before his time. We all know that, right? Let's go. Ladies, I need you all to listen to this.
Tend to see things in other men that women can't. I don't know why, but from what I've seen here is like girls, we tend to be kind of slow when it comes to picking partners because it's hard for women to get past that adrenaline of like, oh, I like this guy because he's exciting and he makes me feel so butterflies. But my father knew how to pick a stable man for me. He knew how to pick one that was a hardworking man who wasn't going to let bills get behind, let things just happen. So I hope that answers your question. I hope that I understood the question.
I need all of you people to listen. That man who gives you the jitters, that man who has that deep voice that causes your stomach to do flips, that man who you know off the top of your head, he's getting this, he's getting this. There are women who are more beautiful than you. There are women who are in better shape than you, who have no children, who have not been scarred by the dating highway. Listen to me. There are women, no children, very cooperative, very feminine. That very same thing that drives you crazy about that man to the extent where your panties are dripping and you can't wait for him to ask you to take them off, he has that same effect on women who are higher value than you. That's why a lot of you don't know or can't figure out why he didn't lock you down. Especially after you showed him how interested you were in him. It's because women who supersede you in dating value, he buckles them at the knees too. Have you guys ever thought about this? The same thing that has you so crazy about that man, it's not just you. He has his way with women who are more qualified than you. The same way, and in some cases even more. A lot of you don't know why you haven't been able to score. That's a significant portion to do with it. You say, I'm a good woman. You say all of these things. You say, I know I put it on him. I know I put it on him. You believe you had the best performance you've ever had with him. But did you know there are women who double you and triple you in dating value? Who not only does he affect them like this, but they reciprocate how grateful they are to him stronger than you do. If a man can drive you crazy enough to make you feel like that little girl again, ladies, the reason you can't lock him down is because it's not just you. He has that same effect on other women who supersede you in dating value. And that's where he's going when you don't hear from him. To be honest, it'd actually be stupid of him to turn this roster down just to lock you down, and everybody on that roster is higher in value than you in multitudes of ways. This is why you ladies keep talking that settling stuff. What you don't know is you don't have any other options. The men who you would like to have, there's a reason you would like to have them. It's because of the same thing those other 20 girls are crazy about him. The women in Beverly Hills who are about to have companies passed down to them. The spoiled, what do they call it? Trust fund babies. Yes. That's what's blocking you. That's what's in your way, and there's nothing you can do about it. And what I'm telling you guys is this. A lot of you really think you got a couple of kids by a couple of different men. You've got a body count that's kind of crazy. Let's just go stupid and say you got a 25 person body count. I'm telling you guys this. The women I date, they're so phenomenal. The thought of dating someone like, I never had to really seriously think about it. Because 3 names can pop up into my head. There's one who is what you would call the perfect woman. The perfect woman. She blocked me. I'm going to give you an example. Here's how perfect she is. She wouldn't allow me to just keep having her body without putting a tag on it. And she's so attracted to me, I believe. She's so fond of me. Rather than, listen, I'll be honest with you. She completely leaves me alone every 6 months. But I believe she's done with me this time, right? She leaves me alone because she believes she's weak to me. She blocks me on everything. I have to do something weird to get access to her. Now those options are gone. This is how much that woman values herself. She told me this. She said, I'm somebody's wife, and I don't want to keep letting you have my body. And then somebody who does want to marry me finds me and I have to put off sex with that person even when it's heading there because I don't want them to be able to tell I've been with somebody. That is an amazing woman. It didn't work in my benefit, but it just made so much sense. That is a high value woman. I hate it, but I understand it. Why haven't you proposed?
What we've got here is failure to communicate.
I'm that guy. I'm just playing. But I got a lot going on. Somebody said, how is that amazing? When other women will just continue to let you plow through them without any type of commitment. Other women who are strung out on you somehow find the fortitude to break their lust, their desire, and their care for you. The question is, can you do it? She said, how is that amazing? No woman has ever done me like that. Takes a great deal of self-care. I'm not going to get into that. She said, how is that amazing? That's got to be a troll. Let me see. That's got to be a troll. It's not a troll. Wow. I'm going to assume that that's not a real profile picture. No. That's not a real profile picture.
Now I got to cut you.
I'm not entertaining that. I'm not entertaining that. I'm not even going there. I'm not even going there. I'm not talking about you, sultry. Look, Miss Verona said that was amazing. That is fun. I agree with you, Miss Verona. That's phenomenal. No woman has ever did me like that. It was amazing. I understood it, and I gained more respect for her. She wouldn't let me just have her like that. She said, so why you not married? Look, sultry gonna say no woman should. Did you hear me when I say no woman has ever done me like that? Okay? That lets you know how rare of an occurrence that is. But listen, let's get back to the wrapping up of the show. You don't have the options that you think you have, ladies. Whatever it is you're holding out for, you don't qualify for it. I promise you. That guy who has the landscaping business and mows the yards around neighborhoods, that guy is too good for a lot of you who have had children out of wedlock. I'm just being honest with you. If you were to humble yourself and open your minds and open your hearts to people who, see, women have this broken thing about, you guys think if I were to ask all of the women down here to rank themselves on a scale of, well, we've done this before. You guys are broken in that area, which is why you think your value is so much higher than what it really is. Yeah, Drifter said many were taught that they deserve the world. Ladies, look where it's gotten you. Look where it's gotten you. And that's effed up because you're paying for it with your lives. You're paying for it with your lives. Sultry is, listen, Sultry getting on my brother's top. I think Sultry want my guy. I would love to have you here. Okay. Take her down, Drifter. See, we match make up here, people. What was that? Look, Drifter like, hey, I'll holler at you after the show. Right? But listen, I want to say this before we wrap up. That the caliber of man that you ladies have embedded in your head as your dream boat, your hunk. People, I think I've got a match down here. The caliber of men that you guys have embedded in your head is the ultimate type of hunk, the dream boat that you would love to have. I need you guys to understand something. He doesn't have to like you right now. He doesn't have to get serious about you right now because so many other women who are more qualified than you have experienced that same feeling from him that has you crazy about him. And not going to lock you down. Right now, I'm missing out on a perfect woman because I guess men can do that. I don't know. I don't think it's wrong. I don't know. Yeah, I agree. Um, Spoiled, I guess. It's nothing to be proud of either because we can miss out on amazing things, right? But I'm letting you women know you're not going to get him. Ask yourself, why would he select you if that same feeling that he gives you, he gives to women who have no children, women who are not overweight, women who are very, very pleasant, women who are very, very cooperative? Why would he walk away from all 6 of them and select you? This is why I tell you, ladies, when you ladies say things like, but is the host married? I live a paradise. I can get married if I pick that phone up right now. Swear on everything. Right now. Right now. You guys got to stop comparing yourselves to men. You got to stop trying to learn your lessons off of men's reality. Men and women are different. Men and women are different. Listen, I have a question for all of the ladies. We're going to do something else really quick. How come we have to keep having these shows? How come we have to keep pointing out all of the BS that women are doing? How come we can't just hop, skip, and jump to listen? Raise your hand if you're a quality woman and you want to be in a serious relationship right now. Fellas, raise your hand. How come we can't just make this thing work? How come we can't stop all of this? How come we can't have about 10 people get matched up on this show? You guys understand how crazy it is that this thing is so simple? Listen, my people just said it. I just got to be honest. It is the women. You guys believe you're. No, Drifter, it is that simple. It is that simple. It's simple, simple. To the extent of how tired of you of being coming home by yourself. How tired of you of having to dig in your phone and smash multiple different women. How tired are the women of not having a protector? Are you guys crazy? And here we are on the brink of World War III. Listen, the man you're holding out for, he's not coming. If he was coming, he would have came by now. And I don't mean this came. Why don't you know he's not coming? These women down here are 40 and 50 years old, and they still don't understand that guy, the picture that they have painted of what they deem to be a hunk in their head, they don't understand he's not coming. It's been 30 years. Are you people crazy? Tomorrow we're going to do a special show. We're going to do a special show tomorrow. I already have a page created just for this. We're going to put it into use tomorrow. We're going to put it into use tomorrow. We're going to go ahead and put this thing together tomorrow. We got to stop having these conversations. We got to stop it. We know what's being done wrong. Now what are we going to do about it? People have to start getting matched up, or you're going to die alone. Men won't. You don't have the options that men have. An unattractive man who doesn't have his finances together, long as he doesn't have any addictions and his mental is intact, he can get married in 60 days, ladies. Why don't you know that? You don't know a man who doesn't have a mental illness and who doesn't have an addiction who can't get married in 60 days, ladies. He can be poor. Long as his swag is intact, long as he's a nice individual, there is a multitude of women who will say, I can build him up though. You don't have those options. Once you get a certain age, it starts going down. Right now, I'm probably only dating somebody in their 30s. You people had better stop playing. How don't you understand that you should have long ago hit your sense of panic? You people are 40 and 50. There's just no way. You know who I'm talking about. There's just no way. There's no way we should have this many single people, not decent people who can get along. And I'm going to be honest, ladies. The criteria for ladies, you have to be in a place mentally where you are willing to surrender to a man, where you have the yes and not the yeah mentality, or I'll disqualify you ASAP. We're going to get people connected because this is crazy. This is crazy. There's no way in the world that you should be able to be of a sound mind. And I'm going to be honest, it's usually not the men. It's usually not the men. It's the women. You guys think you have more options than you do, and you don't. This has been going on for like 30 years of your life. Meanwhile, men do have the cushion that you act like you have. You don't have that cushion. You need to get locked in ASAP. This is what I'm talking about right here. Where's my man at? I'm ready to settle down and listen. I could be wrong. She could be a ratchet, big back bugaboo, right? But she's talking right. Just know that those of you women who go to my DM and give me a thumbs up, I'm going to shoot you over to my Facebook, right? I've had this thing prepared for probably a year and 4 months now, maybe 16 months. Because I know how simple it is to be in a relationship, especially if you're a woman. You're supposed to be desiring this. Listen, the United States is collapsing right in front of our eyes. Right in front of our eyes. Look at this broken. Look, look. Look, 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 look. Look, 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 look. Not another. Oh, man. Come up. Come up. Look. Lady in red hit her before I could. What did she say? I forget what she said. One of my people must have got to her. Yeah, one of my people tapped her out ASAP. Lady in red, that wasn't for you. That wasn't for you. That was an accident. Trying to get Big back to come up here. Oh, yeah, there it is. You guys know what I like to do. Okie dokie. Yeah, I know that account's private. But you kept your profile picture up. Oh my gosh.
Dead man! Dead man walking!
Ladies, I'm going to say this again. If you are a below average looking woman and you know you plan on being disrespectful when you come up here or shooting a shot, hide your profile picture. Are you crazy? Why would you let somebody see that? She looked like one of those niggas from the 80s that had the Jerry curls and stuff. No. And she looks dirty. She has on one of those real old coats that look like a life preserver and has all the ripples in it. I guess some men would take a BJ. Ladies, I'm looking out for you. If you know you're unattractive, before you come up here to shoot a shot at me, make your profile private. I don't know.
Now I got to cut you.
I'm leaving that alone. We got the hottest show online. It's crazy to me. Maybe I'm just a different guy. I definitely watch my back before yeah. When you guys are asking, is the host married? You can come on up. Listen. I want everybody to know this. Any of you who disagree with my behavior, my show, you can come up. Right? Watch. Look, she said good night before I can even get her up here. I'll block you then. How about that? How about that? Where'd Big Back go? Where'd Big Back go? All right. But listen, before we wrap it up, this is what women don't have sense enough to do. They don't have the understanding to put the prerequisites that they have in place are aesthetics. He fine. His swag. Yeah, those aren't the things you should be looking for. How many characteristics of a man does he embody? How many characteristics of someone who can realistically help see you through to the end of your later years of life does he embody? And for the ladies, I'll know if you're a thought. I'll know. And women who have 2 children, you're not disqualified because there's somebody for that. But you guys have to learn how to humble yourselves. The men who are for that, they're likely not going to be the guys who fit the definition of what you have embedded in your head as a hunk, right? Look, she said, never mind that question. I was dreaming. We got to stop asking for so much. It's not even that. Listen, you'd rather have a man who's not that attractive, who talks to you on the phone every night, who's a real man, who you can really see something with, than for you to keep fetishizing for this dreamboat of a man who is not coming. The reason he's not coming is because he'd be stupid to come. Why would I leave all 6 of these other women who are higher in dating value than you are on multiple levels and come lock you down? You guys got to stop this. You got to stop it. A lot of women won't lock down with certain men who they think are beneath them because they believe if they just hold out a little bit longer, they're going to run into that guy who's their dreamboat. People, it's been 30 years. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? I'm doing it. That's what she's there for. I want you ladies to know this. I don't have to get married. I can enjoy multiple different women without it compromising my dating clock. It is the exact opposite for you ladies. The exact opposite. You guys have until around the age of 25 to play around and juggle multiple men. And even in that, you have to be exceedingly careful. Because while you're juggling men, while you're out there playing on the dating highway, if one baby gets dropped into you, you lose 10,000 of your dating dollars. For those of you who don't know what I mean when I say dating dollars, we all come to the dating market with money that we use to purchase our mate. Women's dating dollars is perky when their tits are still perky, right? No children. Their femininity. She hasn't passed her body around. This is women's dating dollars. When the opposite of these things start happening, ladies, you start losing your dating dollars for when you're ready to go to the man store to purchase your man. All of them have price tags on them. You start losing your dating dollars, ladies, once you start allowing these things to happen. The things that men deem to be value on a woman, when you start tarnishing those things, you start losing your dating dollars. So that when you do go to the dating store, the man store, to purchase your man, you don't have enough money to purchase the man that you really want. So you have to settle for what you have enough money for. That child you had, he or she knocked 10,000 dating dollars out of your wallet. Tell me when I'm wrong. I don't know. I think I might have me a matched up couple down here, right? Hey, y'all, get off of here and get in the DMs. Get a room, right? But listen, in all seriousness, that child that you ladies allow to get pumped into you, that is 10,000 dating dollars being knocked out of your purse. And now when you go to the man store, you have to settle for a man whom, if you had more dating money, you wouldn't have selected him. Majority of you have already done that. And what I'm telling you, ladies, is it's time to come back to reality. You are not that bad. You are not that bad, BITCH. You are a single mom, and it comes with a bad connotation. It is frowned upon. So if you have done something that is frowned upon, most of you have done it more than once, it's time for you to stop thinking that you qualify for that dream boat. There are men right now who would turn your life upside down tomorrow. The fact that you now have somebody you can talk on the phone to, legitimately, without wondering, is he on some BS? Why do you ladies think that you get higher than what your dating value is just because you're a woman? You don't. It gets worse for you the older you get. And if you disagree with me, name me any notable figures, any celebrities or anything like that. The older they got, the better it got for them on the dating market. I'll save you the trouble. You're not going to be able to, because that's not how nature works. A brand new car off the showroom floor, the moment you drive it off, it almost decreases half. Not only that, the slightest ding, you can no longer sell it for what it used to be able to be sold for. This is why I say this is the hottest show online.